as for the performance tomorrow, it's gonna be sick because it's just so much energy, you just gotta work with it. And when you feel the energy, it's just nothing better than that. Just to feel everybody's like vibe just towards you like completely, just that they're just like, look at that kid make that music, doing his thing. It's like bah, bah, bah,
When I first heard about the HONK Festival, it just immediately struck me as a fine idea.
My name is Marcos Santos. I am from Bahia, Brazil, and I play hand drums.
Magic Circus Band from Chicago, Illinois. And our fourth time here in Somerville.
HONK at its best is really a spontaneous, ephemeral moment.
A big part of the HONK Festival is reclaiming public space and reimagining public space.
It's unamplified and it's mobile.
The bands will make the conscious choice not to be on a stage.
There's no setup involved. There's no stages. There's no separation between artist and audience. You play on the street with the crowd. The crowd becomes part of the band.
The HONK Festival is really a festival of musical groups that play for reasons other than money. The motivating force generally is to affect social change, political change, and in varying degrees, that's their base.
Well, first of all, it's activist bands, okay, and I've been an activist my whole adult life. And you go to demonstrations, and if you're a musician, it's very clear what's missing at most demonstrations.
We oftentimes overly rely on logic to be able to communicate what we think is the truth.
When we show up to lead a parade, the place just goes nuts.
And what I think HONK bands do that is they don't use words to communicate.
You can feel the music in the air. I mean, this is music that is not just in your face, it's in your body. It is impossible not to move to this stuff.
It's creating this space that makes them use a different part of their brain to think about ideas. We don't do that very often as activists.
So HONK is already amazing because it gives purpose to all the fun things that we do in the classrooms. We can take it to the streets. We're gonna have students from Somerville High School, where I teach, and then we're gonna have a group of students from Zoomix, which is an awesome after-school program. And we're also gonna have a group of students from Berklee College of Music called Afro Brazil. And we're gonna put all of them together and make a lot of noise. we're gonna rock the streets.
Hey everybody, I hope everyone's having a good time, yes?
We do a lot of events. We do like 60, 70 shows a year throughout the country, and this is our most important, looked forward to event, the HONK Festival.
We started as a noise-making band that became a puppet-making band. I mean, the name Encroachment came because we actually used to just get a parade of people, like 50, 100, 200 people, in all over the art neighborhoods of Chicago, and just literally encroach environments. We would walk into stores uninvited, and just like bring a party.
So yes, this is our second participation at HONK Festival. Well, the first thing that struck me at HONK was the level of the performers. There were things that I've never seen before, and that was like, wow. And the second one is the fact that it felt like Halloween, because everybody dressed the way that they want. Everybody goes out of the box and show their creativity, and it's just amazing.
My feeling is that these are bands made up of individuals who play music and want to do something positive with their music. Want to use their music not as a goal, but as a tool.
It's really about the environment that we establish, the environment that we want to create. And the encroachment is like, it can happen in an elevator, it can happen in a shopping mall, it can happen at a festival. It doesn't have to be scheduled. It's not an us versus them type of thing. It's like trying to be all inclusive and just creative and create that environment.
So the kids at Somerville High are just amazing, because in my class there are people from many different countries, so they can express their youth and how things are done in their country, and everybody wins with that situation.
I think what Marcus does is fabulous. Within a few workshops, he can leave something behind that can become self-sustaining. That's magnificent. That's what music education should be.
Let's make a circle. Ayla, do you want to lead us?
1, 2, 3.
I think it's important. It stimulates creativity. Kids that are involved with arts usually do better in academics than kids that are not involved with it. I think if music directors would start giving more support to arts, that could also influence on how well they will do on those tests, on those exams, you know? All right, are you fired up? Fired up! Very nice. Grab the drums, please.
My name is Gazi and I'm 14 years old. I do band for the high school. I do this drumming class, and I also play guitar and piano.
I'm Eliana and I play the repique and la tambora. Dancing, it's always been like a family thing. Like since I was a little kid, my family just gets together, we used to throw big parties. My type of family from my father's side, like the Dominican side, is kind of crazy. Like we were always the ones that the people would always end up calling the cops on, because it would be like 3 o'clock in the morning and we'll still be dancing, merengue and everything. So I guess dancing for me, what type of music is, it's all about rhythm. Like I think everybody has rhythm. So whether it's like samba or something, every single culture kind of has a similar way of dancing. So if you know like salsa, it's kind of similar to samba. It's not exactly the same, but that way it gives me an idea of how I'll be able to dance with it, you know? And I like hip hop dancing, so it's easy to dance to any type of music as well.
Music's just like everything for me, I guess. If I'm having a bad day, I can just like pick up my guitar and I'm just making random like chords, and I just write lyrics to it, and bam, there's like a song, I guess. And then I also play other songs that kind of relate to what I'm feeling, and then it kind of makes me feel like, oh, I guess there's somebody that actually felt like I felt. So when I play it, I'm just like okay again.
This class, it's like, here you could just, everyone can just come and relax and be themselves. Like for this class, I always use all my energy. So in other classes, I just be tired and I'm bored. I have nothing to do, you just sit down. But here, say if you're frustrated, the drums, like you definitely have a way of just expressing yourself banging as hard as you can. The louder it is, the better. We don't care like where you're from or anything. The more diverse you are, the better it is, because you can like contribute like ideas from where your country is, rhythms and stuff, and put them here. And Mr. Santos is able to create something that you can't hear, like you won't hear outside in other classes. You know, people look forward to this class a lot more than math or anything.
To tell the truth, this is the best class in high school because other classes. See. I just need to know, how do you stay so hyped?
Portfolio's coming up, guys.
Coffee too much.
Yeah, you just like you wake up and like a big burst of energy and like.
It's you guys. You guys energize me.
I'm sure. You sure that's the coffee?
So there are days that you don't want to teach. You know, you wanna stay at home or stay in bed. You know, if I'm having that kind of day, then I'll tell myself showtime. And I imagine, that's why I don't have hair. I imagine my hair is on fire. And that then it fires me up. And many times I start the show saying, "Are you fired up? Fired up?" But that's also a self-address to fire me up and do 101% of what I have. You know, I do want them to have fun and see that it is fun to play music and to do drumming in the same way that I had when I was a teenager. You know, and it changed my life forever.
But I think that's an example of somebody who understands what we're doing with HONK and is just like right there to jump on, to participate and to encourage others to participate. It's a little bit of a movement that people who aren't on the organizing committee are still really into it and trying to get the same concept happening in whatever sort of part of the world they're in.
I'm trying to bring out of them the best of them, and I'm trying to simulate leadership roles and have them teach the class more than I do. They have the final word.
That was massive. It was this best adrenaline rush. Like, your heart just feels it, and you know that so many eyes are on you. It's just crazy. It just feels awesome to know that everybody's like looking at you at that one time. You know, it's your time to shine. I actually was grocery shopping with my mom, and then we kind of cut through Davis, and I saw Marcus's head jumping up in the air, and I was like, "Hey, that's my music teacher." She's like, "You want me to let you out?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I just saw him and saw the whole group. I didn't even know there was another group besides the school group, so that was pretty cool too.
For being so kind and generous.
My name is David Stern. I'm the organizer of HONK Fest West in Seattle and band leader of Titanium Sporchestra in Seattle. Growing up in Seattle, I was like right at the prime age, right when the grunge scene hit, so it's just like I've just always listened to music.
I first got into music when I was around 3rd, 4th grade. My mom would give me a quarter, one little quarter, to go sing in the choir at church. And if I went to choir practice 4 times, I could get a Dungeons & Dragons dodecahedron dice and play D&D over the phone with my cousin. So if I kept going to choir practice, I could keep getting more